Alright, so yes, that is it. Star Wars The Last Jedi is finally here. People are probably saying, CA, don't ever do that again. And I can see why. I'm not the best singer in the world. Let's just get into the review, for the movie that everyone's been wanting me to review. Yeah. Star Wars The Last Jedi. So Star Wars The Last Jedi is episode 8 in the saga. So pretty much the 8th movie, and basically what it is it's directed by Rian Johnson, and it stars a whole slew of people like Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Mark Hamill, Benicio del Toro's in this movie, Adam Driver's back, and basically it takes place like right from where The Force Awakens left off. Rey is handing her she had Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, but yeah, she's handing the lightsaber over to Luke Skywalker, and then from there, our movie ensues. That's all I'm going to say because I'm going to try and be vague as possible. And this review will be 100% spoiler free, so rest assured you can watch this review before you watch the movie, though I would still recommend watching the movie first. That's what I did. Go in as blind as possible, but if you do want to watch a review first, my review is perfectly safe to watch. It is spoiler free. Alright, so let's get into Star Wars The Last Jedi. So it should be pretty obvious right now. I mean, who was not looking forward to Star Wars The Last Jedi? Actually, I can probably think of a few people, but they're not Star Wars fans, so yeah, not counting non-Star Wars fans. I'm sure a lot of people were still looking forward to The Last Jedi. It was my most anticipated movie of the year. I was really excited for it. I loved The Force Awakens. That was my favorite movie of 2015. I loved Rogue One last year. I'm a Star Wars buff. I mean, look at what I'm wearing. All Star Wars. I wear it in every single one of my reviews. But yes, The Last Jedi, I went in with pretty high expectations. And my initial reaction, I was just like, ooh. Holy crap. Because I loved pretty much everything about this movie. And it took me by surprise in a lot of different ways. First off, the acting in this movie is flawless. It is spot on. Daisy Ridley does a great job in this movie. She's awesome. She's a badass just like she was in the first movie. Also, she just might be one of my biggest celebrity crushes now. Love you, Daisy. But, yeah, Daisy Ridley was awesome in this movie. John Boyega was great in this movie. Let's see, who else? There's a lot of characters in this movie. Oscar Isaac is back. He was awesome. The girl that played Rose, one of the new characters, she was awesome. Benicio del Toro was great. Adam Driver was great as well. Andy Serkis was awesome. But the two main standouts, one of them, Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, and it was heartbreaking to see her on screen because, as we all know, she passed away at the end of the year last year. May she rest in peace. God bless her soul. But I do think this is a great swan song for her as her final performance in a movie. She was awesome here. So yeah, once again, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. But by far, the best performance in this movie is Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. This is his best performance in a movie, I think, ever. And easily his best portrayal of Luke Skywalker. He was amazing to watch. And just everything involving him was just a lot of fun to watch. There were some funny moments involving him, too. Like, one particular scene in the third act had me laughing. But Yeah, this I hope he gets nominated for Best Supporting Actor in this movie because that's how good he was. It's his best performance as Luke Skywalker for sure. Now let's get into some of the other aspects. We'll get into the technical aspects first. The technical aspects are flawless. The sound design, amazing. The cinematography, fantastic. Even better than The Force Awakens, I would say. The visual effects. The CGI is amazing to look at, especially in 3D. I saw this in 3D, and it's just, wow. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is a beautiful looking Star Wars film from beginning to end, and I could not be happier with the way this film looked and the way it sounded, the way it was edited. Amazing. Just a beautiful looking and beautiful sounding film. So well done to the technical workers on this film, I guess you can call them that. But yeah, amazing. Now let's get into the story. And again, I'm going to try and be as vague as possible because I'm trying to be spoiler free here. So yeah, the story was really, really interesting. It went into directions that I did not expect this film to go, and it is full of surprises. It takes risks, it takes a lot of chances, and it pays off in full pretty much. And I love that about this movie. It doesn't hold back on taking risks. It knows what it's doing, and Rian Johnson does an amazing job directing this story. Just an amazing job. So yeah, I want to give a round of applause to Rian Johnson for making what I consider to be a masterpiece of a story and just of a movie in general. Like there was nothing that like didn't stand out, like didn't stick out like a sore thumb. Or I totally worded that wrong. There was nothing that stuck out like a sore thumb to me in this movie. And I've been hearing a lot of complaints about the Finn and Rose storyline. I'll start with that. I've been hearing a lot of complaints about the Finn and Rose storyline and how there's like this 20 to 30 minute long sequence involving those two that didn't need to be in the movie. I don't know where they're coming from because it was an integral part to the plot and it made sense. And it also gives us a really cool action sequence too. It does have a lot of CGI, but again, like I said earlier, the CGI is so good. Like I could look past that easily. So yeah, I don't really understand where people are coming from about the the Finn and Rose storyline because it fits in perfectly with the rest of the movie, and it's needed. It introduces us to another character that we didn't see in the previous film. And it does so in a really hilarious and really fun way. And again, it's an integral part to the plot. It's needed to move the story forward. So yeah, without it, there's one of the characters we just wouldn't care about if we didn't have this storyline. It's great character development. So yeah, I don't quite see where people are coming from with the Rose and Finn storyline. And there's a lot of other storylines as well, like you have Rey and Kylo Ren, Rey and Luke. There was one moment involving Rey and Kylo Ren that just might be my favorite scene of the year. It's tension-filled, and it comes out of nowhere, and it takes you by surprise in the best possible way. And I was like, oh, when I saw it. It was... like, it had me on the edge of my seat. It was that good. And, of course, the lightsaber battles. There's a few of them in this movie, and they're awesome. Like, the way they're shot, like, you can see, full wide shots of them. Those are my favorite shots in a lightsaber battle in any Star Wars movie. And this has some of the best action sequences I've ever seen in a Star Wars film. Like, every action sequence, I was 100% engaged in them. They were so fun to watch. I was just like, wow. I couldn't even believe it. Like this, I knew this movie was going to be great, but I didn't think it was going to be as great as I thought it was when I walked out. It takes that many chances, and it's a completely different Star Wars film too than like The Force Awakens or even like The Empire Strikes Back. Like it goes in directions that you don't expect the movie to take, and that's what I really love about it. It's what I really love about it. Also, this movie's 2.5 hours long. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like maybe an hour and 15 minutes at most. It's that fast-paced, and I just didn't want it to end. Like, I could have watched for another 2.5 to 3 hours, to be honest, and I still wouldn't have been bored by it. There's not one dull moment in this movie. Not one. Where I was like, okay, can we just move along now? Can we just get on with it? Not one moment like that. Not since War for the Planet of the Apes have I felt like that about a movie, I don't think. Especially about a movie that's like almost 2.5 hours long. But yeah, just every single moment in this movie works perfectly, I think. Everything makes perfect sense. The character motivations make sense. It introduces us to a lot of new characters as well. Captain Phasma, who didn't get as much screen time in The Force Awakens, didn't really get her time to shine. She gets her time to shine here. That's for sure in this movie. She definitely gets her time to shine here. Andy Serkis also gets his time to shine. And there was one more thing I was going to say about the movie. But yeah, overall, this movie. Oh yeah, the score. That's what I was going to get into. This is by far the best score I've ever heard in a Star Wars film. John Williams, wow, even better than The Force Awakens. It was that good. But yeah, overall, this movie is just non-stop fun from beginning to end. Go see it as soon as possible, especially if you want to avoid spoilers, because Lord knows there's going to be those internet trolls out there that try and spoil the movie for you. That's why I saw it early. So yeah, definitely go see this movie as soon as possible. It is 100% worth your time. It is amazing. Now, I will be seeing this movie again, like 3 times at least, before the year is over. But as of right now, I can't think of anything, to be honest. Again, maybe I'll catch something when I see it a second time, but I got nothing right now. Star Wars The Last Jedi is everything I wanted it to be and more. So much more. Like, I'm still in awe, and I saw the movie like over 15 hours ago at the time I'm filming this review, but I was just in awe of what I saw, and I can't wait to see this movie again. I really can't. And Jeremy Jahns, I'm surprised by his review. He seemed really disappointed. But yeah, I can't quite see where he's coming from. I can't quite see where people are coming from with the Rose and Finn storyline. But yeah, like all the storylines were great. Rose and Finn, Rey, Luke, Kylo Ren, Poe and Leia. All of them were great. The movie was just engaging from beginning to end. So entertaining, so much fun. Go see Star Wars The Last Jedi. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, I think you'll really enjoy it. So with that being said, I'm going to give Star Wars The Last Jedi a 100% certified fresh rating. That is an A+. That might just be a record for most hundreds given in a year. I think that's my 5th perfect 100 of the year. But this movie, hands down, deserves that rating. So yes, there's my review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Once again, spoiler-free. I don't know if I'm going to do a spoiler-filled review yet. If I do, it's not going to be until like mid-January after I've seen the movie like 4 or 5 times in theaters. But yeah, I do plan on seeing this movie again. I cannot wait to see it again. I don't know when I'm going to see it again. It's going to be within like the next week or so probably. But yeah, that's my rating as of now. It could change after I see it a second time, but from what I've heard, people love it even more the second time. So I think the chance of my rating changing is highly unlikely. But yes, if you guys have seen the Star Wars The Last Jedi, what did you think about it? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. And how would you rank all the Star Wars films? And where does the Last Jedi fit in with that? And where does Rogue One fit in with that, even though it's technically not a part of the saga? Again, let me know down in the comments below how you would do that, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews to come in the future. This will be my last video review before the end of the year. Unfortunately, I'm going to see more movies, but I just won't be doing videos on them because I'm going to be in Southern California for the rest of the year. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. The next video you'll see is most likely going to be my best and worst video. So top 10 best and top 10 worst, or top 15 best, top 15 worst films of the year. So yeah, expect those on my channel sometime in mid-January when I do start doing videos again. But yeah, until then, once again, my name is the California Cougar. Always remember to stay California cool. Peace.